Greetings, welcome back. So this is the PS5 collection. I've watched a couple of people do these just lately and I've really enjoyed watching other people's because I'm quite new to it. But it's opened my eyes to a whole new world and it's amazing. So I'm going to run through the collection. The pickups I've got so far behind with, I thought, because a lot of the pickups have been PS5 in the last few months, so I was never getting making any progress with the pickups really. So I thought what I'd do is I'd do the PS5 collection video and that'll sort of wipe out a lot of the pickups really. And going forwards then pickups will just primarily be stuff other than PS5. So that's where we are really. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. But this PS5 journey I've been on really is, like I say, opened my eyes to games that I've traditionally have never played. And consequently the PS5 collection now is probably my biggest collection of all. So this could be quite a long video. So I'm not going to dwell on anything, and a lot of this stuff I haven't played yet because, you know, I've amassed so many. But that's what I'm working on at the moment, and playing all these games, it's amazing. Right, now I'll store my games in like genres, so I'm going to run through these in genres primarily. So if you like a particular style of game, you know, it might work well for you. So I think to start with, we'll run through like the special editions or sleeves, you know, curiosities, because I keep them in a separate section. So, oh, and I will just say as well, this PS5 collection, or my PS5 collection, is probably going to be a bit different to most what you might see, because I don't buy hardly any AAA games, what people would traditionally play on a PS5. So my collection really is more stuff aimed at what I like, as in retro inspired or racers. So if you like your retro, you like your racers, maybe you might find some interest in what I'm going to show. Anyway, first up we've got City of the Wolves, still sealed. I did have the original one, and this got so cheap I sold the original one and rebought this one. Haven't played it again since yet. We've then got Reverie, which I recently talked about on my last video. Fantastic Zelda style game, Link to the Past. We've then got one of the best games ever made in my opinion, and we've got The Plucky Squire, just a genius game. Again, kind of Zelda Link to the Pasty. We've then got another amazing game, and we've got Terminator 2D No Fate. We've then got the sealed one. There's going to be quite a few sealed ones. You know, the games I haven't played yet. Sonic Origins collection. This was going so cheap. It'd be rude not to. Then next up, we've got Big Helmet Heroes, which I played through a while back. Quite a fun 2.5D scrolling brawler. We've then got Battle Axe. Haven't played this yet. I used to have this on the PS4, and I thought it was quite good on that. And then I dropped on this nice one with a sleeve on the PS5, so upgraded. Next up, we've then got Fantavision. Sorry about the glare. Not had this long. Not tried it yet. Again, not had this long. and we've got the Mortal Kombat collection. I think, is that side better? I've been waiting for a price drop on this. Finally happened. What's, you know, you can't go wrong, can you? And then last up, I'm quite keen to try this. Not got round to it yet. And we've got Art of Rally. I did have the Switch version of this. And when I got the PS5, I decided to swap for the PS5 version and sold the Switch one. But yeah, not got round to trying this yet. It's kind of a very artistic 3D rally game. Really looks really good. Right, that's all the special editions. We've got a very small sports section now. Golden Tee, it's golf obviously, 90s arcade game. It's of its time, but it was better than I expected. We've then got Everybody's Golf, fantastic game series. Not played much of this, but it does seem really good. And we've then got NBA Bounce, which is kind of like NBA Jam really. It's not as good as NBA Jam, but it's got modern visuals. It was cheap. It's alright. And we've then got 3D Mini Golf, which is surprisingly uncommon. I've not actually got round to trying this yet, but I do like crazy golf games. And that's the end of the sports section. Right, we've then got a fighters section, which again is quite small. I fell out of love with fighters, I've got to say, so I've not bought many. First one we've got, sealed, not tried it, Blazing Strike. It's one-on-one beat 'em up, I think. If you've tried it, let me know if it's any good. We've then got Diesel Legacy, which I'm not sure, that looks more like a brawler. I can't remember. Again, all 90% of these, I would say, it's the amazing thing about the PS5. 90% of these games were all fairly cheap, as in probably 25 quid or less, which for games for brand new systems, physical, to my way of thinking, is an absolute bargain. We've then got Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. Now, I wasn't aware of the kind of game this was until I saw the Evesham Gamer playing it. Check out Martin's channel, really good. But yeah, this is a really kind of a mixture of fighting, Space Harrier, really stylised, looks a real top quality game. I was really amazed, you know, because I've got no interest in the Power Rangers, but it looks so good, coupled with like the Space Harrier sections and, you know, fighting sections. I thought it was worth a go, and again, it was cheap. We've then got a game I have played through, which is Slap and Beans 2. Really good in the most part. Fantastic presentation, much like the Bud Spencer and Terence Hill films, if you've seen any. Really good. And then finally, one of the reasons I initially bought the PS5 was to play Tekken 8. Ironically, I've not actually played that much of it, but what I have played is excellent. Right, we've now got another small section, and I'm calling this the Games James Never Plays section, because these are 3 games that are massive franchises. These would be called AAA games, I would imagine, but in the past I've never been interested in playing them. and I've never played any of them. But you hear that many people banging on about these games. I've just bought these thinking, well, I want to try them. At least to say that I've tried them and I don't like them. Much like I've done with other things like Uncharted and The Last of Us recently. So I've not tried any of these yet, but at some point I will. And I will probably play them, not like them, move them on. However, Resident Evil 2 remake, obviously. Resident Evil 4 remake. And Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. All of them are supposed to be incredible if you look at reviews. Amazing games. Obviously, they're all highly regarded. I did once play the very start of Resident Evil 4 once on the Wii, like 5 minutes. But aside from that, I've never played any other Resident Evil game, except I did try to play Village when I had that, and first person made me motion sick. I moved it on. So I know everybody loves Resident Evil 4. I don't think I will, but at some point I'm going to try it, because I've sort of said to myself, I at least want to try these, you know, these massively lauded games that people rave about. Even though I don't think they're for me, I would just like to try and just have an experience of them and find out for sure they're not for me, if you get my drift. Right, next up we've got the shooter section, or shmup section if you like. And firstly we've got 1917, the Alien Invasion DX Remastered. Not tried it yet. No idea if it's much good. It's fairly cheap, so I'm guessing probably ain't great, but we will try it. We've then got fantastic collection, Atari 50. I've put it in the shooter section purely because there's quite a few, like 2600 era shooters on it. But I mean, they're fabulous, these things. And next up we've got, again sealed, not tried it, Brotato. Looks kind of funky. I think this is the twin stick shooter, I think, that one, if I remember rightly. Now this one is sealed, but I have played this. Sigma, All Guns Blazing. This is the second time I've bought it, because it was really cheap somewhere and it was worth more in CEX, and at some point I wanted something, so I, you know, got rid of it because it was worth more than, I think it was 10 quid brand new, and CEX were giving like 16 or something, so I got rid of it and I rebought it for a tenner, and I've not played it again. I don't know, it was alright, was my memory of it and my thoughts on it. It was mediocre, so I don't know. I might end up selling that again, I don't know. We've got an absolute banger now, Eartheon. Absolutely magnificent 2D shmup, horizontal, brilliant game. We've then got another one, not got round to trying yet, and we've got the Gradius collection. Obviously Japanese import, this one, Craig. Imports. Gradius collection, yeah. Got some stunning games on here. And we've then got another one, which I've not tried, Jets and Guns 2. Don't think it's supposed to be that good, but it looked quite nice graphically. We've then got Mamorukan Recurse, which is one of the 360 shooters. Very expensive, but like most of the 360 shooters now, they've been remastered and, you know, launched again on modern consoles, and this is another one, so I've not got round to trying that yet either. And again, much the same, Raiden Fighters, phenomenal games on the 360. Not tried this version yet, hopefully it's just as good. We've then got Rogue Flight. This is a 3D shooter, kind of in the Star Fox, Panzer Dragoon, Space Harrier mould. Was really cheap at one point. Really not a bad game. We've then got another one that's still sealed, R-Type Delta HD boosted. Obviously a remake of the PS1 game. Again, another one sealed. Sonic Wings Reunion. I've been told this isn't great. But I pre-ordered this, you know, I perhaps shouldn't have done, I don't know. I'll get round to trying it at some point. And then another, I haven't played this one either. Tiny Troopers Global Ops. This was really cheap in CEX. I think it's a twin stick shooter, and I think there's a former game on the PS4 called Tiny Troopers something else, I think. But I read the reviews before I bought it, and it seemed to suggest it was reasonable. So I think it was less than 10 quid in CEX. So I thought it was worth the risk. Right, we'll have a rearrange, and we'll be back in a minute. Right, I forgot one shooter. Under Defeat, still sealed. Obviously a relaunch or remaster, reissue, whatever you want to call it, of the Dreamcast game that was also on the 360 and the PS3. So again, it was reasonably cheap, I think, on the PS5, so I thought it was well worth having, even though I don't like the mechanic in Under Defeat, but I've not really persevered with it, so, you know, thought it was worth getting. Right, next up, we've got another small section, which is the 3D platformer, I suppose you would call it. And first up, we've got, a lot of people say this is the best game on the PS5. It's very, very good, what I've played of it, which isn't enough, unfortunately. It's one of these games that I keep thinking I'm going to play that, and then something else comes along, and I've, as of yet, not got round to it, aside from the demo, which you get free with your PS5. Astrobot, so good. Well, the demo was. I've not played this yet, even though it was one of the reasons I bought the console, and it was one of the first games I ever bought for it. I've just never got round to actually playing it past the demo. I know it's amazing, everybody says it's amazing. I'm going to play this sooner rather than later, I hope. Next up, we've got Froggen Deluxe Edition. Don't know much about it other than it's a 3D platformer, and it got reasonable reviews before I bought it. It looks interesting. I think it's got sort of pixelated retro look to it. Next up, again, this is you know, there are former versions of this on older consoles. We've got Cow the Kangaroo, still sealed. Again, it's supposed to be decent, I think. Again, actually this has got a sleeve on it. That should have been in that other section, I've missed that. Smurf's Dreams. Again, this is supposed to be really quite good from what I've read. So I'll get to it. And then last up, I haven't had this long, and we've got Snow Bros Wonderland, which is obviously Snow Bros, but a 3D platform version of it. don't know anything about it, but I looked at some footage and I thought it looked really good. So, worth a punt. I think that was, I don't know, Clear River Games that was. I thought that was in the Red Art sale, but no, it's Clear River Games. Right, we're now on to a fairly decent sized section. Now these are all in the mould of what I've become addicted to, and that is like adventure, emotional experience, sort of, you know, journey games, if you like. I can't get enough of these at the moment. I'm absolutely loving them. So I've gone deep down this hole, and sort of, you know, been looking at videos and read on Google, and, you know, a few have had recommended to me by Ross in particular. So these are all those style of games which I'm loving at the moment. First up, we've got Aero Heart, which is like a Zelda game, Link to the Past Zelda game. Looks really good. This was really cheap on Amazon when I bought it. Like really cheap, like 10 or 12 quid or something. I'm not sure it is that now. And there was a point where it was worth a load more in CX, possibly the Switch version. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyway, next up, in a similar vein, Crypt Custodian. I think this is again a Link to the Past style Zelda adventure game. I'm looking, you know, I've got so much to play on the PS5 and the Switch for that. Well, you know, on everything really. You know, I'm never going to get through it all, but I'm going to have a good go. Right, next up, this was another one I got recently off the Clear River sale, and it's, just a moment, Anno Mutationum Complete Edition. Now, I believe this is a bit strange. It's kind of a visual novel mixed with a anime, mixed with some platforming elements, I believe. Supposed to be a bit strange, but it was cheap, so I thought, got to be worth a go. I can't remember anything about this. Gets lots of rave reviews on the back of the box. I think, well, they're all adventure games anyway. Let me know if you've played any of these. As Dusk Falls. Yeah, it's got loads of awards on the back. I can't remember how I came to buy that one. This was cheap in CEX, I think. Yeah. Broken Pieces. Now, there are some of these which are first person, which I didn't realise at the time I bought them, because I can't play first person without being sick. But since I managed to get through Edith Finch, I'm hoping I can somehow get through these other first person. There aren't many, but the ones I have bought accidentally, I'm hoping maybe I can get through it if I got through Edith Finch. Anyway, Broken Pieces. I can't remember if that's to first or third person. This next one looks really good. By Sweet Carol. I think this is like a 2D puzzle adventure game, I think. But looks really good. I saw Ollie 8-Bit Boy playing that one. It looked really interesting and made me buy it. Now this next one, this came about through those Resident Evil games I mentioned. I bought those from Argos because they were in the 2 for 25 sale, which was really cheap at the time. And I've bought Resident Evil 4 twice, because again, like that Signy game, it was worth a load more in CEX than the I say a load more. It was worth, I think it worked out $12.50 from Argos, and you could trade it into CEX for 19. So again, the first one I bought, I had the new box off it, traded it into CEX, and I left it at that. And then a few weeks later, I decided I was somewhere, and because most of those Resident Evils on Argos sold out in all the stores, and you've just got to drop lucky. And I happened to be somewhere that had got one in stock twice, if you get me. First one I sold, then the second one I bought again with Resident Evil 2, because they'd got both in stock in the same shop. So, you know, I bought both of them, 2 for 25, 12.50 each. But the first time I bought Resident Evil 4, this was the other game I got in the 2 for 25. And it was Bendy and the Ink Machine. I've got a feeling this is first person, but it's got a really cool sort of sepia art style, and it's supposed to be really quite good. So I hope I can sort of play it. I think there's another one in that series as well, but it's supposed to be good, as I understand. This one again looks really good. We've got Caravan Sandwich, which is an exploratory 3D adventure game where you're driving this sort of motorised camper van around discovering stuff, I believe. Kind of like Breath of the Wild, as I'm hoping anyway, but it looks really interesting. This next one I played through not so long back, and we've got Copycat. Really quite good, this. I enjoyed it. Your adventures as a cat, and your experiences with your owner, who's got kind of dementia. Reasonably priced on Amazon. I think they've just reduced it again. It's under 20 quid now. So if it's your bag, I enjoyed my time with her. Not too long either. It's only like, I can't remember now, 4 or 5 hours maybe. Maybe not that long. Right, this next one is another one of these first person jobs, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to play it. We've got Call of the Sea. So I don't know, I'm not going to keep saying they're all, it's a 3D adventure game. Right, next up, this was another cheapie from Argos, Dredge. Looks really interesting. I like the idea of this. I don't know, it's just a bit different, isn't it? As like a fishing simulator with horror elements. I don't know. I'm keen to try that. Right, I can't remember anything about this. Dark Ultimate Edition. Includes an art book, apparently. Help Lloyd wake up from his lucid nightmare. I don't know. I've got a feeling this one's 2D. But I can't remember. Because, I mean, I don't buy horror games. So I think it must have been 2D to make me buy it. But I don't know. Right. Yeah, this looks beautiful. Dordogne. It's got a beautiful art style on this. Bit like a watercolour painting. A sumptuous adventure hand painted watercolour game. Solving mysteries, I think. Set in France, which, you know, bang up my street, that is. Right, this next one, this was cheap. I can't remember anything about it. Ever Forward. This kind of looks like a nice art style as well. You can see that. This is the story of Maya. Between reality and imagination. Journey of discovery, where you must unlock her memories and confront her fears to unravel the secrets of the world. So, yes, sounds interesting again. I think this was from, yeah, I think this was one of the ones I had out the the red art sail. Excessive trim. Again, a really funky monochrome art style. I don't know if this one's a shooter, actually. That might be in the wrong section. Right, I've played some of this. Hogwarts Legacy. One of the first games I bought for the PS5. I do like Harry Potter. I'm a big fan. This is fantastic. I've got to say, it's a brilliant game, what I've played of it. I played a few hours, got a bit stuck, and then something else came along and I stopped playing it, and I've not gone back to it, but I would like to. My nephew's playing this at the moment as well. He's way further than me now. But yeah, if you like Harry Potter, this is fantastic. You know, even if you just want to run around Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, and you know, it's so well done. Right, now this one, this was like ridiculously cheap on Amazon. It's like £5 or something like that, and Harry Potter again, but it's this Quidditch game. It's still sealed. I'm not. I will try it. I don't think I'll like it. I was just curious. I mean, I've never played a Quidditch game. I'm not even sure. Was there one on the PS2 here? Possibly. I don't know. Anyway, because I just bought it because it was so cheap and it was Harry Potter, really. And I was just curious to know how he played, because obviously you see Quidditch in the films, and you know it looks kind of cool, but I can't imagine how that would transfer to a game, really. Anyway, moving on. This was one of Ross's recommendations. It's a climbing simulator, and it's Jusant. Looks really interesting, this, because I used to, you know, I love the climbing aspect on Breath of the Wild, so I'm keen to try this. Not had this long. This was cheap off Amazon. Again, really well regarded. It's supposed to be great, and it's Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and there's a new version of this coming out shortly, isn't there? Supposed to be really, really good. Again, kind of a like Breath of the Wild, from what I understand. So I'm looking forward to trying all these. I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't want to try them. You know what I mean? It's just the time I need. This, I'm not so sure about this one. I've not tried it. It's still sealed, but I've always fancied playing a Lego game. Again, I've never played any Lego games, and I thought, where shall I start? So I got Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. People rave about Lego games, and I mean, I've never been bothered. But since getting into Lego, like actual Lego, I thought I'd kind of like to try a Lego game. So I got that one. Again, this is another recommendation of Ross, and I think I'm going to play this game next because this looks amazing. Lake, which is a game where you're a delivery driver, and it's within like this beautiful looking sort of North American town, lakeside, you know, location. Looks beautiful, and it's supposed to be a really chill game where you just go around delivering your parcels, talking to people. I really fancy this, and like I say, I think I'm going to play that next. This was another cheap game from Argos. I can't remember how much, 10, 12 quid, something like that. And we've got Lumo 2. I used to have the first one on the PS4, and it was really good, to be honest. But at some point, when I sold quite a few PS4 games off because I wanted some money, and this was one of the ones that went, well, the original game. Kind of regret that now. Wouldn't mind getting it back. So had to get Lumo 2, especially for like 10 or 12 quid, whatever it was. It's like a puzzle, kind of like the old Spectrum games, like Head Over Heels. It's kind of like that, really. You know, interesting game. Somebody recommended this to me. Might have been, I don't know who it was, Rob maybe, or Champion 2D Rob, was it? Or I think it might have been Richard Tappenden, possibly. As somebody, or more than one person, has recommended this, and it's Monument Valley. Or did somebody show it in a collection video or a pickups, or somebody's mentioned this? Again, I think it started on the mobile phones. I'd never heard of it until I saw this other person mention it. But again, it looks really, really good. I think it's like a 3D puzzle game where you've got to manipulate things to get your character to the end of the level, I believe. Looks really, really good. We've then got Man-Eater. Again, this is supposed to be really good, and I have had this previously on something, and it got traded in when I wanted something before I'd ever actually played it. So again, I'm quite keen to try that as well. It's like the Jaws simulator, isn't it, I think. This was good. I enjoyed my time with this. Mythwrecked, kind of a non-combat 3D fetch and carry game. Really good. This is a very new pickup. Naiad, however you want to say it. Flow edition. This looks really interesting. You're this, from what I understand, you're this character sort of floating down a river, solving puzzles and mysteries as you go. And it looks to have a beautiful art style as well. Really interesting looking game. Again, somebody's recommended this, and Ross mentioned something. It might have been Ross who mentioned it, or was it Gordon? Now I think both Gordon and Ross have mentioned this in their pickups video, how good it is. I think I bought it after seeing Gordon show it, because it was Gordon's video was out before Ross's. The Pathless, which is from the same people who made Abzu, which I've also bought on something else. Not got around to trying that yet either. Again, kind of like Journey, that kind of game, I believe. Sounds interesting. Experiencing an emotional journey. I was hooked, so I bought it. Self-Loss. Not tried it. Can't remember anything about it, except it's a game where you're on an emotional journey, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment. Now this, yes, this is like Breath of the Wild on a hoverboard, so I understand. Again, it sounds interesting. I love Breath of the Wild, so I don't know, the thought of a Breath of the Wild game on a hoverboard was appealing to me. Star Overdrive. And then next up, this is supposed to be really quite good actually. Again, another mystery solving game. Snoopy and the Great Mystery Club. Quite keen to try that. Yeah, I've only just bought this. Where did this come from? This was cheap. Oh, this was in a 2 for 25 deal. Spirit of the North. I've looked at this many times over the last few months, and I've almost bought it because it looks and sounds up my street. Again, it's exploratory game. You know, it gives me Breath of the Wild vibes again, but obviously you're a fox. But I've read so many dodgy reviews. But then both Ross and Gordon sort of seem to talk about it in reasonably decent terms. So Anyway, I finally bought it. It was really cheap digital a few weeks ago. It was only £2, and I almost bought it, but then I knew you could buy it physical for like £12, and I thought I should have just bought it for £2 really. I mean, £2, it's nothing, is it, these days? Right, next up we've got one I've played through recently, and Slay the Princess. Excellent game. I don't know, I just wanted it to be better explained than it was, I thought, but to not take anything away from it, it is an excellent game of visual novel, 2D horror. I don't know, it's very interesting and excellently done game. Right, and then the last one of this genre we've got is The Wreck, which I think, is this 2D? Point and clicky style thing? I can't remember. But we will try it at some point, and that's The Wreck. Right, oh, yes, we'll have another rearrange and we'll be back. Right, we're now on to the 2D platform section. I think, yeah, all these games are 2D action platformers, or some kind of 2D platform related game. A fairly substantial part of the collection, this one. Right, again, there's a multitude of played and not played, sealed and unsealed, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, first up we've got Astro Knight, which is a really cool black and white looking game. I think this is a Metroidvania. Yep, in the style of a ZX81 game, I believe. We've then got RZ, the Jewel of Faramore. This is a fairly recent pickup. Another one of the Clear River games. I bought a bunch off Clear River in the sale. A few people have mentioned this. Champion 2D Rob, I think it was, who pointed this deal out, having already previously mentioned the game. Yeah, this is like a Philips CDI era anime style sections mixed with the 2D platform game, I believe. It's meant to be really rather decent. So, I don't know. Interesting. Next up, I should say, anybody I've mentioned here, I'll try and put links in the video to their either channel or the other guys who've done a PS5 collection video, if you want to check out theirs. Like I say, these, I think, perhaps a bit different to other people's in the fact that there's much more perhaps indie type stuff and, well, little AAA. Anyway, irrelevant. Next up we've got Abathur. This is supposed to be really good, I believe. Action platformer in like a Rastan style, I think. Looks kind of cool. Looks golden axy on the front, doesn't it? But yeah, it looks pretty good, that. Next up we've got After Dream. Now the Funbox Media is a warning sign I've always found, but since playing that Classic Racers Elite, which is Funbox Media, and that was really good, I've read up and I've read that this is decent as well. So I think this is a mysterious puzzle things to solve game. So I don't know, I think it's got quite an interesting looking art style. I don't know if you can see that on there, but yeah, After Dream. Next up, this is another Metroidvania, I think. Beyond the Ice Palace 2. seems to get mixed reviews from what I've read. But again, like I've said at the start of this video, the vast majority of these games were cheap. I'd say 50% were under 20 quid. You know, which is amazing to me for brand new games on a brand new current console. I'm sure this was, I don't know, 10 to 15 quid. It looks nice, but I'm sure it's not. It don't get that good reviews, but I don't know. I don't really go on reviews, to be honest, because it's a bit like film reviews. Who cares what some critic thinks? You know, it's what you think, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know, critics can have all kinds of agendas that makes them score something down sometimes. You know, so I like to go in with kind of an open mind, and you know, I try to avoid taking note. Right, next up we got Berserk Boy. This was a recent pickup in my Red Arts parcel. Mega Man mixed with Sonic, I believe, which seems a weird combination, but I don't know, it's quite nice box art. Then next up, I've played a bit of this, really good. Contra Operation Galuga, or Galuga. But yeah, like a modern version of Contra. I thought this was really good, what I've played of it. Right, next up we've got Chronicles of the Wolf, and I believe this is like Castlevania. Obviously not tried it yet. I think this was an Argos special. I seem to remember they had a decent deal on this. But yeah, that looks interesting. Next up, yeah, Castle of Heart. Now again, it's Funbox Media, but this is the one. Is it? Is this the one that's supposed to be a bit like Ghouls and Ghosts? I'm sure I've read some people think this is good and others think it's rubbish. Or is it a remake of something? Castle of Heart retold. I forgot now. I did know at the time when I bought it, but it looks and sounds interesting to me. Right, next up, yes, a classic. We've got the Castlevania Dominus collection, which is a limited run game. I've ended up with a few of these now. Contains 3 Castlevania games: Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Excelsior, plus the Haunted Castle Revisited, which is one of the reasons a lot of people wanted to get this. Not got around to trying it yet, but I mean, that's going to be good, isn't it? Next up, we've got Dead Cells Castlevania. Again, not tried it, but this came about when I went down the Castlevania rabbit hole, trying to get all the 2D games, or well, not mobile ones, but sorry, not handheld ones, but home console ones. I know Dead Cells are supposed to be rock hard, aren't they? So I might not get on with this, but I felt like I needed to add it, and it, again, cheap. Brilliant game. Illusion Island, absolutely fantastic. Non-combat Metroidvania. Love this game. Again, I love this as well. Dogman, brilliant game. This has been reduced to fairly cheap now as well, since I've bought this and played it a few months ago. Fantastic cartoon style puzzle platformer, would you call it? A bit like Lost Vikings maybe. Then this gets panned. Enchanted Portals. I've only played bits of it. I didn't think it was too bad, to be honest, but from what others have told me, I don't think I've played it far enough for the poor hit detection to have been a problem that it seems to obviously become in later levels. It's just a shame they never patched it to make it better, because on the face of it, you know, it could have been a good sort of another version of Cuphead, which it is, but if these gameplay problems cause it to be rubbish, that's a shame, isn't it, really? Right, next up we've got Evergate, which Can't remember. I think this was a Metroidvania. Then I've played through this one quite recently. That's Greece. Very nice, lovely, artistic sort of platform adventure, emotional voyage of discovery. Really good. Then we've got Gimmick 2, which is a sort of a semi-sequel to the original Famicom game that is an absolute fortune to buy. So nice to have this sort of modern sequel. And I seem to remember when I bought this, it wasn't that easy to come by. And you get a manual. Can you believe it? Right, what we got next? Yeah, I've bought this recently. Gal Guardians. This is a Castlevania style game, I think. Looks really good from the screenshots. Again, this was fairly cheap. Again, Amazon. Most of these are from Amazon, really. Mixed with a few from CEX and a few from like various companies' sales, like Red Art, Clear River, all that kind of thing, and a few from the game collection, a few from Hit. You know, I shop around and just buy stuff that's the best deal, really. This is a magnificent game. Hoa. Absolutely beautiful. Again, fantastic, beautiful art style. Platform journey of discovery. Again, I love these kind of games. They are right up there for me now. Next up, we then got Halloween and Ash's Evil Dead. This Retro Realms double feature that came out some time ago now. I've only played the Halloween game, which is a fantastic action platformer. Really, really good, and this is cheap as well. It's such a good pack that, well, Halloween's good anyway. I'm assuming the Evil Dead game is probably just as good. Right, this next one is high up on my list of games to play. Now, this was off Amazon, and again, it's limited run. And they had a deal on this, and it's since gone up quite a lot more in money after I bought it. So I seem to remember it was the last one in stock when I bought it. The Legend of Chan Ding, which, if memory serves, is it Korean or Hong Kong based? This game, I seem to. Is it on an anime or on a comic book or something? Some kind of platform action beat 'em up, I think. Looks very, very interesting. And like I say, it's another limited run game, which I've ended up having never bought one. I've never bought one off limited run, but I've now since gained a few. Right, we're about halfway through this section. These are all alphabetical. All these sections are alphabetical. I should have said that at the start. Right, the next one we've got is The Last Faith. Now I think, yeah, this looks Castlevania-y, but it looks to have a sort of a dark horror theme. I don't know. Again, it looked interesting. This is really good. Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninja, or New Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja. Looks lovely, this. Absolutely beautiful. And you get a nice little key ring with that one. But honestly, the graphics on this are stunning. And again, it's really cheap. This is. You can't go wrong for the money. This is quite fun. Mr. Run and Jump. The 2600 version that came out is good, but this version on like modern consoles, I think, is really, really good with its beautiful sort of neon art style. Fantastic. And this Combinera, the other game on the pack, I can't remember what that's about, but that was good as well. I can't for the life of me think what it was like. It's a puzzle game apparently, but I remember it being really good. A cracking pack, that. Right, we've then got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. This is really good, I've got to say. Not played through it all, only part way through, and something else came along, but really, really good. Right, we've then got, how do you say this? I don't know if this is, anyway, Nicoderico. I thought it was 3D to start with then, but I don't think it is. It looks 2.5D. Looks really nice though. So yeah, it looks, I don't know, it looks Nintendo-y to me, kind of Banjo-Kazooie. I don't think it's 3. Oh, 2.5D and 3D levels according to the box. So it's a mixture of both. Right, we've then got Never, which is the sequel, I believe, to Gris. So again, it looks to have a absolutely beautiful art style, and I'm told this is really good as well. Nuclear Blaze, which again looks really good, action platformer where you're putting out fires. Really fun looking game. Yeah, this is one of my Red Art bargains. Planet Cube, which is a Game Boy style platform run and gun, I think. Looks interesting. We've then got Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I only bought this because it was cheap. It does look beautiful graphically, and I love the original Prince of Persia, but I've heard multiple people say that this is a very big game and it's hard, so I don't think I'm going to get on with it. But for the price it was going for, I thought it's worth trying at least to you know, just to experience it. We've then got the other ninja game. We've got Shinobi, which unbelievably came out within like a week of each other, didn't they? This and Ninja Gaiden. Crazy, really. This is good. I feel there are too many controls, and I think Ninja Gaiden is the better game personally. But I mean, it does look nice and it's a good game. There's far too many things going on for my taste. You know, give me the old Shinobi, frankly. This was a CEX find, I think. Saga of Sins. Now, this looks amazing graphically. It's got like a stained glass art style. I just think it looks amazing. Play as Cecil and fight the 7 deadly sins to free the souls of the villagers. Epic boss battles transform into 4 demonic creatures with unique skills. A unique artistic style made of stained glass. I don't know, that just looks good and sounds alright. We've then got Sonic Superstars. Played through this. It was better than I expected, but the boss battles are annoying. They're far too dragged out. They just become annoying in my opinion, but the game itself is really, really good. Right, with that, this was another CX find, and we've got Slave Zero X. Again, another action platformer, Metroidvania style game. Protagonist's got a sword by the look of it. I'm sure somebody's told me something about this, but I can't remember what. This is quite a recent pickup, and it's another puzzle platformer, I think, and we've got Treasures of the Aegean. I do quite like the box on this. Puzzle solving and parkour. I don't know, interesting mix. I do like these puzzle platformers. Again, this is quite recently picked up. This was a fairly cheap brand new game, and it's called This Is Fine Maximum Co-op, which I think is based on a cartoon, so I'm led to believe, you know, much like Dogman, and I think it's the same kind of puzzle platformer, a surreal Metroidvania it says, but it's got a nice graphic, a cartoon graphic style. It looks really interesting. We've then got, oh, I think this one's in the wrong section, possibly. This should have perhaps been in the fighting section. We've got Two Strikes, which is a fighting game primarily, I think. It's a 2D combat extravaganza with breathtaking visuals, but I think, from what I remember reading, it's predominantly a fighter where one hit kills rather than being a, you know, it's a one-on-one type game, I think. Only because you've got weapons, you know, it's like more true to life, and the weapon would kill you if you were hit with one. So yeah, I think I might have that in the wrong section. Right, we've only got two left. This looks stunning as well. Ultros, an absolutely amazing explosion of colour art style. Looks fantastic. And then the last one, we're ending on kind of a downer here really. We've got Warhammer Shooters, Blood and Teeth, which is an action platformer, but it's got horrendous controls. I would probably have sold this if it was worth anything, to be honest, because it's just a shame. It's ruined by stupid controls. If they'd used traditional controls, I think this would have been really good. But as it is, you know, you're kind of hoping they'll do a patch, but they obviously aren't going to after all this time. Anyway, that's all the sort of indie 2D action platformer Metroidvania type games. So we'll have another reshuffle and we'll come back with the next section. Right, we're back, and we've left the best till last. Obviously, we're now on to the racers section. It's blown my mind how many awesome sort of racing games there are on modern platforms since I've been into the PS5. You know, I thought the racing genre, like the arcade racing genre, was long since dead, but turns out it isn't. Right, first up, again we've got a mixture of played and not played here. Not played this one, Asphalt Legends Unite. Now it's supposed to be alright this. I believe you can play it for free, but there are many sort of payment walls. So I bought the physical. Obviously it started life way back on, was it phones or the Game Boy or something. Anyway, this is supposed to be reasonable. Next up, Classic Racers Elite. This is fantastic. Do not let the crap box fool you. This is a fantastic arcade time trial hill climb racing. Honestly, really good and cheap. Again, Dirt 5. This is really good. Had the, well, I think I've still got the PS4. Yeah, I've still got the PS4 version of this. It was cheap when I bought the PS4 one however many years ago. It was really cheap. But I don't know, since then it seems to have gone up in price, and particularly this PS5 version, it's not that easy to come by, and it's, as games go, it's quite expensive. You know, it's 30 odd quid usually. So I've not tried this yet, but I just thought I'd like to have, being the racing nut I am, I wanted the PS5 version as well. So chuffed to have it. Honestly, it's so good, Dirt 5. It's almost magnificent, because it's like, it's abandoned like the previous Dirt games philosophy, really. Of it's in no way simmy. It's total arcade, and it's very simple and easy to play. Pure arcade beautifulness. It looks really good. It's just missing that one tiny element of magic for me. It's almost fantastic, but it just isn't quite. But it's still very good. It's little things like, you know, the tracks are dirty and the car don't get any dirtier and things like that, and just little niggly things stop it from being amazing, but it is really, really good. Have I tried this? I can't remember. Expeditions, which is one of them, like a mud runner, snow runner type game. I really like them. I mean, they're a total change of pace. They're very slow, really, and methodical. But I just really enjoy, you know, those games. I've never played any of them like fully through, but I just like to do a mission on one from time to time. Really, really good. Because I used to be a lorry driver, so it kind of appeals to that aspect of me as well. I like the sort of heavy vehicle nature of things, really. Really good game. This is excellent. Fast and the Furious Arcade Edition. This was a real surprise when I got this. Was it Christmas? Fantastic game. Fantastic game. Pure arcade fun. And then obviously one of the other main reasons I wanted a PS5 was for GT7. Big game, obviously. I have spells on this. I'll play it for a bit and do a bit more, and then I'll, you know, leave it alone and then go back to it. Fantastic game. Not tried this yet. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. I did have the PS4 original game, and that really well regarded these, but I don't know, I wasn't over keen. So I don't know if this one will be any better, but I don't know. The Hot Wheels game seem to get more love than I think they deserve. I've never played one that's really made me think, wow, this is really good. Right, next up, Inertial Drift. I had the PS4 version of this. I've upgraded to the PS5 one because this version comes with the DLC, I believe, the Twilight Rivals edition. It's got twin stick mechanics, unfortunately, but it kind of works on this better than Screamer, in my opinion. You know, this is kind of a quirky indie style racer with like really funky graphics, and it, you know, that gimmick kind of, it's acceptable on this. It's not acceptable on a AAA racer like Screamer, in my opinion. Right, we've now got Nickelodeon kart racers. There's a few kart racers amongst these. I do like a kart racer. I've got no affinity with Nickelodeon at all. I don't know most of the characters, but it was really cheap and I thought it's got to be worth a go. This is a strange one. Neon Apex. Really good in some ways. It's got a beautiful art style. Very arcadey. Kind of in that, I don't know, F-Zero mould, maybe, I suppose. It's not really like Wipeout. It's more like F-Zero. It's not as good as F-Zero, obviously, but it's a reasonable game, and it has got a really nice art style. Again, this is really good as well. NASCAR Arcade Rush, much like that Fast and Furious game. It's less over the top than that. I mean, Fast and Furious is like seriously crazy, a bit like Cruising Blast. This is more grounded in reality, but it's kind of a NASCAR game mixed with Mario Kart. The only thing that against it for me is it's obviously like most modern racing games, it's cursed with the plague of the boost mechanic. It's still really good though. And it looks beautiful. We've then got Old School Rally. I really enjoyed this. Hated the demo, I thought it was terrible, but for whatever reason I really got on with this, and I think this is a fantastic game. Right, we've not tried this one. Need for Speed Unbound. I think this is the last Need for Speed game to date. I'm not crazy about Need for Speed games, if I'm honest. I did quite like the run where I've played of that. I know Hot Pursuit's well regarded. I've never actually played it. There's far too much story in Need for Speed games, but I'll still look forward to trying that when I do. This one's sealed as well. Riders Republic looks kind of interesting. BMXing, downhill mountain biking, wingsuits. I think it's online. Yeah, online connection required. So I don't know if it's one of these that you won't be able to play in the future, but maybe I should try that before it goes offline. Right, this is another Mud Runner style game, Roadcraft. I don't think I've tried this. This looks more like construction and destruction. Yeah, I should try this actually, because I've always fancied demolition. You know, having one of them big machines with a massive ball on the end, just swinging it into stuff. I've always fancied that. Or just bulldozing stuff down, or, you know. When I was lorry driving, I always used to fancy the forklift driver's job, just, you know, or the crane driving, or, you know, I don't know. I fancy this. Looks good. I've not tried this yet, but I'm not optimistic. And it's Redout 2. I didn't like the first one. Again, this has got twin stick controls, and it's like a Wipeout game. So, I mean, I'm not crazy about Wipeout either. So, combined with the twin stick mechanic, I don't think I'll get on with this, and I think I will, when I get round to trying it, I think I will swiftly move it on. That's what I'm expecting anyway, but had to try it. Got this digital on the Switch, Slipstream, but I decided I wanted the physical. I need to go back and play this more, because when I first tried it I wasn't over keen, but it is quite well regarded. I just felt it was a poor imitation of Outrun. I need to approach it from and disregard Outrun and just go into it thinking it's Slipstream, but it's nice to have the physical. I've only played the demo of this. This is another one I want to play fairly soon, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It seemed decent, the demo. I wasn't over keen on Team Sonic Racing, but Sonic Racing Transformed is incredible. I think this sits somewhere between the two. It's not as good as Transformed, but it's better than Team Sonic Racing. But I definitely want to try that fairly soon. This is an amazing game. Super Woden GP Podium Edition. It's got Woden GP 1 and 2 on it. Fantastic isometric arcade races. Honestly, if you've not played this and you're into races, this is awesome. Such a good game. Oh, this is good. You can't see the front cover. Let's unwrap it, shall we? Live unboxing, because the front cover is covered with an Argos label. Yeah, this is another kart game. How exciting. What is it, I wonder? It's Smurfs karting. I think it's supposed to be mediocre, but again, I think it's Argos. It must have been, if I bought it from Argos, it must have been in some deal, because Argos have some decent sales on. I mean, looks all right on the box. I'm sure it's decent, a bit like that Nickelodeon one. It'll be all right, I think. Obviously, I've just talked about this on my last video. Tokyo Extreme Racer, Japanese import, Craig, the second one in the collection. This is fantastic. Honestly, really good. This it's a big game, but although you could term it repetitive, I haven't found it so. Looks and plays great, amazing soundtrack, real fun to play. I'm going to do it in, 2 or 3 sections, because it's like a 40-hour game. But fantastic. And I forgot to say on my other video, even though it's a Japanese import, it's fully in English as well. There's no Japanese whatsoever, or at least I've not experienced any so far, and I'm 40% through. Right, next up, I've played through this Turbo Boost Racing. The controls let this down. It's quite a decent game. It looks really nice. I do like it. It's just really twitchy, sensitive controls, which take a lot of getting used to. I did manage to do it and get through it, like I say, but it could have been excellent. This, it's just kind of mediocre, but it does look nice and it's very arcadey. So if it's your bag, it might be worth trying out. Not got too many left. This was cheap on Amazon, and again, this was another one of these that traded in for much more, or like 10 to 15 quid more at CEX. It's Tour de France 2025. I'm a cycling nut, so I've had quite a few of these Tour de France games in the past. I don't think the sport of cycling transfers to a video game particularly well. So I bought this with the intention of purely CEX credit, but I played it and I thought, this is actually quite good. I think you'd have to be a cycling fan, I think, to get enjoyment out of it, but I think it's definitely the best one of these I've played. So I don't know, I can see that being quite uncommon in the future, because there's that many of those out now. I can't believe there's that many people buying them. Certainly not in Britain, anyway. Maybe more so in mainland Europe, because I think, yeah, it's French on the box. So I don't know. Maybe it's not even out in. It must be though. CEX sell it, perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, because I think it was like, I think I paid about 17 quid for it. 15, 17, something like that. And I think it was like high 20s it traded into CEX for or something. So they must sell it for like, I don't know, or did at the time. I've had that some time. It don't matter. Anyway, moving on. We're nearly at the end. I only had this last week. Taxi Chaos 2. Got the original on the PS4. Kind of a crazy taxi copy. But you could jump on the original game. I thought it was alright. Mediocre game. Reasonably good. Nothing amazing. So, I don't know what this is going to be like, if it's better or worse, but we shall try it. Because the other one was, like I say, it was just like Crazy Taxi, pure arcade experience. It was good in that sense. I got this when I first got my PS5, thinking you're probably not going to like this, but it turns out I did. But much like Gran Turismo, it's one of these I'm going to dip into from time to time, rather than play, solidly on it. It's WRC. I thought it would be really simmer, and it is kind of realistic, but it was much more approachable and less sim-like than I was expecting. And I thought, what I've played of it so far, excellent game, and it looks beautiful. It's not pure arcade, but it's less simmy than I thought. Right, 2 to go. Wreckfest. I've not actually played this. I've got the PS4 one and the Xbox one, and it's those I've played. But in fact, I don't know if I sold the PS4 one. Yeah, I think I've sold the PS4 one. I've still got the Xbox one because I play that traditionally on my cab, where I've played it most. But I thought I need the PS5 version if it's better in any way. There's supposed to be another one of these coming out, isn't there? But I don't know when. But brilliant, brilliant game, Wreckfest. I mean, it's Destruction Derby done like you imagined in your mind in the 90s, but it's real now, isn't it? It's honestly a fantastic arcade destruction rally game. It's brilliant. And then the last one is Recreation, which I believe is made by the Burnout team on a smaller budget, I believe, and I think they had to cut short and launch it before they thought it was what they wanted it to be. And I think this was cheap. Still sell. I've not tried this. I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be that good, but I thought for the price it had to be worth a punt. And there we are. That's the entirety of my PS5 collection at present, but I will certainly be adding to it. I've got stuff pre-ordered, but I think I have now got all the sort of stuff I want, what there are now to anyway, of the catalogue as it stands. Who knows? I'm bound to, find more. But yeah, I think it's currently standing as my biggest collection of all now, the PS5. It's blown my mind. It's an amazing console, as the Switch and the Switch 2 and PS4, because it's all the same, isn't it, really? Modern can be amazing. As I've found, I'm into, I'll always be a retro-focused guy, really, but all this, I know this reimagined retro is not for everybody, but I personally think it's fantastic, and like the indie games you can get on modern platforms, it's incredible. It's like being back in the 90s, really. The indie game scene is more like they make the games that we were playing in the 90s, kind of. I think it's fantastic. I've dismissed it for too long. But anyway, let me know what you think about any of the collection in the comments. Hope you enjoyed seeing a sort of different take, perhaps, on what's available on the PS5, and perhaps seeing this stuff to interest the older, more retro-focused gamer. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Sayonara.